So I'm sorry, we're a bit late today, all going on. A busy weekend at Denham Grove. So after the Friday Live, I left, went there. Feel as if I've just come back. Well, I had a busy evening as well because I was with my brother and many nephews and nieces. But anyway, here we are, and we are back for a Friday Live. We got our last week on overcalls here. And then, of course, we go into another month, and that month is one of our named month, which, of course, is Preemptember. So Preemptember is coming up. And did I not call it a Monday Live? Preemptember is coming up, and this time we'll focus on defending. We're going to focus on the defending against preempts, but again, I want you to be preempting more if you can. And what's quite interesting with preempting more is that you can learn a lot if you do something more. Hopefully you learn from the ones that don't go right, and gradually you get better at it. If you don't do something more and more, you don't have that chance. It's the same with doubling in January. If you double more and more, you can learn from the ones that go wrong and hopefully then get better at it. If you just don't double more, you won't go through that learning curve. So I do recommend that. So we were talking counting defence in Denham, which of course is where we are at the moment. Well, nearly where we are on Fridays. Friday at the moment is going to move on to counting in declare a play. So we've done a bit of counting in bidding, and we were getting pretty difficult, but interesting topic. And then we're going to go into counting in the play. And of course, I do a lot of that on the Wednesdays. If those of you who watch me, then it's good fun. Okay, next Monday is a bank holiday, so we are off. And in fact, I am generally getting ready for school. Well, I say I'm getting ready. Alfie is getting ready for school. He popped into Denham yesterday, which was nice. Came for a swim and said hello to everybody. So in fact, I think we've got our prize teams this Wednesday, and then the next Wednesday also off because we're doing our ready for school patch. Yes, so prize teams should be some fun. And then we're going to do, I've changed the blind hand to the counting hand, so we'll see if that works. And as we're on the theme of counting on the Fridays, it might fill in for a little while. And then I've got a various things. A quick note on a charity event. Susanna Annisfeld, who we will know often on the live, she's not on today because she's busy. She's having a spa day, she said, but she popped in. She won one of the prizes. If you remember the £50 voucher, she used that at Denham to have a meal and play in the evening game. So that was nice to have her. And there you can see that cancer research event. It's quite an event. It's where you play quite a few matches, etc. And if you get through a round, then you play another one, etc. So you get quite a lot of entertainment. And if you're into that kind of bridge, do contact her and have a go. Obviously there's a certain price to it, but the idea is it's a lot of money going to charity, and of course you get quite a lot of games out of it. So see how you feel about that and give her a bell if you do fancy that. Those details we'll put up on our site as well for you. In terms of events, what are we looking at today? Well, the UK holidays I've got on the store. We got Bournemouth, which we haven't been to for a little while. Used to use the Elstead, so Lynn Hilton's doing a little event down in Bournemouth there in September. And then in the same month, as it were, Gwen's up in Lancashire. And I know a number of you would know Gwen from up there. I haven't been to the Inn on Pom for a little while. I'll look into it, but they don't seem to give me many dates. So we'll see if we can find another date. Okay, but if you fancy either of those, opposite ends of the country, so do give us a bell. Okay, don't forget BNB holidays. You can see all of these on the holiday site anyway, in the same way as you can see all the overseas ones. So overseas, we've got Croatia. Now I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there for the first week. I sort of made that decision. I'm not going to go for both weeks, but I am going to go there for the first week. And Elaine's going to be there as well, hopefully, and so we should have some fun out there. It's a lovely place. I love it there. and I've been looking forward to going back. Springtime in Ravin, which is northern Croatia, on the Istrian Peninsula, and very, very near Slovenia and Italy. In fact, if you're desperate, you can take a 2-hour ferry over to Venice. But no, it's a lovely place, and I love a little bit of cycling there and things like that. But I would recommend that highly. And the other events we do are Tunisia and Croatia, etc. Tunisia, sorry, and Mallorca. Now, Will and Sylvia are doing their last event. So let me see if I can find that, because I did think I would mention that. Is that there? There. They're doing their last cruise. Wow. So that's on the 25th of October to the French rivers and Bordeaux. So sails from Dover, if you fancy that. So what I wanted to do is show you this and see if I can work out what's happening. What I want you to do is give me a number. That's the idea in terms of the so instead of the blind hand, we're going to try doing a bit of counting. So we'll start off with a nice and easy one, I hope, and then we'll see where we go to beyond there. So South opens 2 no trumps. The auction goes pass, 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 and you make the king of spades lead, and the number you have to come up with is how many points are in partner's hand. And it's really an important thing to get into the habit of, because if you can estimate what's in your partner's hand, it'll make a lot of difference to the way you might defend the contract. Okay, so the idea here is you listen to the auction. So it's 2 no trumps, pass, pass, pass from South, and you've led the king of spades, of course, and you look at dummy, and then you work out what's in partner's hand, and then of course what we'll see is how we develop the play. So as I say, this should be a relatively straightforward one here, because we've got a good idea what's in the South's hand. Okay, in which case, you know, hopefully most people are coming up, and then we'll put it into practice how that's going to affect the play, because it can be very, very important to know. Okay, so we'll come back to that as usual. And what we're going to do now is move on to the hand, the seminar of the day. Is that what I want? Don't know. Okay, yes it is. Okay, let's go to the oops, that's wrong as well. I'm not at the start of the seminar. You don't see that hand. I've got to go back to the start. Go to slide 1. There we go. I've got there. Okay. Didn't quite get things set up at the right time, as you can see. So reasons for overcalling. I'm going to go through exactly the same six things that we go through each start of these seminars, and then we'll look at a couple of hands. So we overcall for reasons rather than having a specific rule, like suit quality tests and things like that. They're all well and good, but actually if there's enough reasons to overcall, then let's overcall. So to compete for the hand, lead directing, disruption, getting in the way of the opponents, sacrifice, where we're actually happy to go down in a contract because we're gaining points, spades, we love spades. It is a reason for overcall, because if you find a fit in spades, you win the level of the auction. So just spades itself is a good reason. And vulnerability can be a good reason. When you're non-vulnerable, and particularly non-vulnerable against vulnerable, you know, if you can find a fit, it is surprising how often you may find that you can make a genuine sacrifice against a game contract. In 4 spades, remember, if they can make a game, let's say 4 hearts, 4 spades doubled -3 is a profit if you're non-vulnerable against vulnerable. So that means you just have to make 7 tricks. 7 tricks does not take much work. Okay, if you just have a fit, you will generally find that you may well make that. Okay, well this isn't the same hand as Brian sent in, but Brian sent in an idea which I think is a good idea. I don't like talking about 4-card overcalls, but this is another point about reasons rather than rules. Okay. The rule, the guideline, is that 99% of your overcall should be on a 5-card suit. Okay. But if there's a 1 diamond opening on your right and it's your bid, you've got to contemplate how many of the rules, how many of the reasons would make you want to overcall. How many of the reasons would make you want to overcall? Okay. And so I'm thinking, well, I've got the spades. Now remember, there's only 4 spades. I should remind you there. Well, you've got a powerful hand, 14 points. You know, it may work out if you don't bid, but you sort of want to compete for the hand. Is it going to be a complete disaster when your partner sports? It's not ideal. And so I'm not going to do this very often, and almost always, ironically, I'm going to have probably, the only time I'll ever do it is probably if I have 3 or possibly 4 of the top 5 cards. So a hand like ace, queen, jack 10, ace, king, queen 10. That 10's important because I would feel that with the strength of this holding, even if you only have a 4-3 fit, you might be able to draw trumps more easily, etc. Put a small one in there. Take a finesse to the jack, it loses to the queen, and suddenly, you know, a 4-3 hit wouldn't work so well. Can you see? So I do not mind passing here. Okay, but again, I wouldn't be using a suit quality test in a month of Sundays here. That's got nothing to do. You shouldn't be thinking about that. Okay, the main thing in your mind is I shouldn't have a 5-card. I should have a 5-card suit. What you need is enough reasons here to overcall. So for example, if I took the ace and queen of clubs away, clearly I would not overcall 1 spade. Okay, because I don't have a 5-card suit and I don't have a strong hand. So it's important that, okay, I've got to have enough reasons to overcall. One of them, of course, okay, one of them is competing for the hand here. But also the disruption, as someone else has just said that. Disruption, you're taking away their easy spade bids. Now, of course, a lot of the people we play against will play the double as promising 4 hearts, but not everybody does. So put a spade bid in and there's big disruption. Now, it is possible that a club lead is okay, but spades look so powerful. I think a spade lead is likely to be the right lead. So for me, I like a spade bid here. But I'm not going to do this often. I do not want you overcalling on 4-card suits very often. I would expect it to happen once in every, I don't know, 300 hand. It's going to be very, very rare. As I say, for me, it's got to have honours. So, for example, if you were playing old-fashioned rubber bridge, you'd have a hand that was going to claim 100 in honours. For those of you who don't remember those days, if you have 4 of the top 5 honours and your suit ends up being the trump suit, you are able to claim 100 for honours. If you have all 5 of them, you can claim 150. So that's going back a bit. And so again, that would be it. Okay, I would be, one of the reasons I would overcall a spade in that game is because I'd be looking to get that bonus. Always seemed a little bit odd though, that bonus, because, you know, you've got the bonus of having good cards anyway. Why should you get an added bonus? But there you go. That's another matter. Sort of harps back to other games, because a lot of games have bonuses for having those sequences and things. Yeah, so for me, it's almost always, I mean, ace, king, jack 9. If I had ace, king, jack 9, yeah, I probably, it's close, ace, king, jack 9, but ace, king, jack 2 would not think of overcalling here. Okay, and it will work. This kind of bid will work at duplicate pairs as well. Okay, sometimes it will go, I still want my partner to bid to the level of the fit. You know, and that's where it goes. It can go a little bit wrong, but in the long run, because of the quality of your spade suit, you may find it will work anyway. Okay. So here, as I say, I probably would. Okay. Someone saying only with ace, king, queen, jack. That's okay as well. But to me, this is close enough to ace, king, queen, jack. Remember, if partner or north has the queen, well then it is the equivalent. So, you know, a lot of the time, this is worth 4 solid spade tricks. Okay. So let's look at the hand. As it is, This was the hand that came up. So the auction would have gone one, if you overcalled, probably one no trump from South, I think. That's reasonable. He's got 6 points, a couple of tens and 5 spades to the 9. It looks like a normal or reasonable one no trump bid. But of course, what's nice is that you've now told your partner what to lead. So on this hand, it works rather well indeed, because you make sure that you end up making the first 8 tricks against a no trump contract, which is huge. Whereas if you don't bid, you may find it goes a diamond, a spade, a no trump from North. You might work it out. You're going to get I suppose the problem is the temptation, if you were defending it against one no trump from North, is to lead the ace of spades first and then switch. Of course, your partner then can't play another spade. So it really has worked well on this hand. However, I'll give you a different hand where it's going to work differently. So here, it's worked beautifully. Your partner leads a spade and you take the first 8 tricks. However, obviously, sometimes your partner's going to support. So let's see how it will work here. I think here, it doesn't matter whether you overcall or not on this hand. If you do, it'll go 1 diamond, 1 spade, double. Partner will bid 2 spades, and we're using the power of spades. So again, the reasons for overcalling, spades. Spades is a great reason. So how often will I overcall with a 4-card suit with hearts or diamonds? Well, with diamonds, I can't think of an example. I suppose if an ace, king, queen, jack, maybe, but I can't see it. Someone's saying, why is South bidding no trumps without a spade stopper? They've got 5 spades to the 9. 5 spades to the 9. You know, so to me, I'll go back there, but to me that's a spade stopper. Yes, it's possible that East has got ace, king, queen, jack, 10, and it will happen sometimes. But on one of the times they have ace, king, queen, jack, 10, the partner of the ace, king, queen, jack, 10 won't have a spade to lead. So most of the time the spades are going to stop them making the 5th card. Whereas here, obviously, South doesn't have a spade stopper and has hearts, okay? So I think here double works. Now I think 2 spades is good. And we're starting to think, not so keen on this contract, okay? But, of course, they're competing, and at least, sorry, you'll expect the bidding to go 3 hearts, probably. At least we've competed to our maximum, as it were. And 3 hearts is going to go off. But it's better for them. Don't get me wrong, I think spades is going to make. In fact, you might make 3 spades here. Because of the lie-out card. Yeah, I think you will make 3 spades. I don't think you can compete to 3 spades. If you don't overcall, it still works out okay. It would go a diamond, pass, a heart, pass, probably just 2 hearts, and I think East can come in with a takeout double. So on this hand, with this East hand, the overcall wasn't necessary for you to get into the auction. Okay, so if you did choose to pass, once again, it would go 1 diamond, pass, 1 heart, pass, 2 hearts, and then I think you can double for takeout. Clearly, if North had tried 3 hearts there, shouldn't do, but if they do, now you'd struggle to get in, because I think it would be a bit dangerous. You'd bid 3 clubs and they might bid 3 hearts. So it would be the same difference. 3 hearts works. As I say, 3 hearts is a good contract for North-South, because -1 is better than allowing us to make 2 spades or even 3 clubs. So I don't want to overcall. I don't want you now going away and feeling you're allowed to overcall every day of the week. Okay, on 4-card suits. It's very rare, but if there's enough reasons, and that for me, that I wanted to compete for the hand, I wanted to disrupt the opponents, I wanted the lead, and I had spades. That is 4 very good reasons. Can you see that? Okay, so opening lead, disruption, competition, and spades. That's 4 of the main reasons, and therefore I would overcall. Okay, so this one came up last Wednesday, so I'm sorry if you're still looking to catch up with that one. And it went past 1 diamond And I was talking about the previous hand. I said, I'm going to pass this. And they said, hold on, why don't I bid? And so we did. And I think both tables bid a heart. And I'm not sure it's right. Because my usual definition of overcalling on very light hands is I will have suit quality. Okay, I will have suit quality, and I don't think the suit quality is here. Okay, it's not a hugely disruptive bid. So what are the reasons for overcalling? You don't have spades. Are you sure a heart lead is right? We're going to see in a moment on the hand. Okay, are you competing? No. I'm not sure one heart is good here, and we're going to see on the hand that it. I think if the opponents bid correctly, I think 3 no trumps will make on this hand because our partner will lead a heart. The losers isn't important for me here, because if I change the 6 of hearts with the jack of spades, so if I've got ace queen jack to 5, then I'm overcalling. Because there's no doubt, most of the time, if I've got ace queen jack to 5, surely it's going to be the best lead. Okay. But with just 2 honours there, I think too often partner might have a better suit himself, but he shouldn't lead it. He should lead my suit because I've asked him to. Because at the end of the auction, if they finish in 3 no trumps, your partner will know you are weak. And if he knows you are weak, he knows you are going to have a quality suit. So let's look at this hand. I'm just going to take you to Q+ here because it's easier to show you. Okay, so I'm shifting places. Here's the full hand. Those of you may have seen it already. It went pass from north, 1 diamond. Sorry, I might not have had the pass on the graphic I just showed you. Anyway, pass from north, 1 diamond. Now I did bid 1 heart actually, and at our table it went 2 no trumps from west, 3 hearts from north, and then it went pass. Okay, and west has got a problem. West at our table bid 4 diamonds, and that was the end of that. They'd got to the wrong contract. What's interesting here is I think West may have played herself in the auction. I have to be honest, I might have tried with diamond support. I think I might have gone straight to 3 no trumps with that hand. And interestingly, when I put it into Q+, West would have bid 3 no trumps as well. A direct 3 no trump from West, I think North is going to lead a heart. On this auction, the interesting thing is that when West, if West does choose to bid 3 no trumps, so if West chooses to bid again and bids 3 no trumps, because West has bid no trumps twice here, over hearts bids, I might be tempted to get the right lead with the North hand, because you would feel that West, I mean West has only got King 10x, but you would feel that West feels that she's got 1.5 stoppers, shall we say, and I might be tempted to lead a club. Okay, now a club lead takes 3 no trumps down, a heart lead and 3 no trumps makes, and it's as simple as that. If it's a heart lead, it is not North's fault though. So although I say North might find a club lead here because West has bid no trumps twice without any provocation from partner. But if I change the auction, so just to explain that, a club lead, okay, it looks a bad lead in a way, but of course we have to lose a club. So Declarer wins a club. As soon as South wins the ace of hearts, the first heart is led, he can lead a club back and the defence take 5 tricks. So Declarer has 5 diamonds and the ace king of spades is 7 top tricks. A club lead gives them one more is 8, but that is all you make. On a heart lead, Declarer has 2 heart tricks. Can you see that? Because my hearts are not strong enough for a very weak overcall. Now, as I say, North might find a club lead on this auction, but let me just show you the auction. I think what I might have done with the West hand. I don't think that in this auction, with such a flat hand, I got sympathy with a 3-no trump bid there. Okay, I think it's a reasonable bid because I don't like bidding twice. 2 no trumps, then 3 no trumps is just you not making your decision in one go. So North now clearly is not going to bid, and I just, from my point of view, I think North has to lead a heart here. I think it's wrong not to lead a heart. Your partner clearly isn't strong. I mean, you've got 8 points and they've bid to 3 no trumps, so your partner's only probably got 6 or 7 points. All of those points should be in hearts. I think it's reasonable to lead a heart. You know, and if I've got the jack of hearts, it's the right lead probably, if that makes sense. I could have king, queen, jack of hearts, for example, or whatever. I think a heart lead is the best lead if that's the auction, and therefore I don't think my 1 heart bid was a good call. Okay. What's interesting is that over 1 club, 1 heart's slightly disruptive, because it takes a bit away from the opponents. But over 1 diamond, 1 heart isn't that disruptive. So what are the reasons that I'm overcalling for? I'm not sure there's any. I'm not really competing for the hand. I've only got 7 points. And if partner's got 12 points, he can make a bid himself, as it were. So there's no competition. I don't think I'm really disrupting them. I'm not sure it's the right lead. I suppose with a weak hand, but I'm flat. So as John pointed out, there's 9 losers, so I'm not sure I want to be sacrificing. I haven't got the spade suit. Can you see what I mean? And well, the vulnerabilities love all, so I suppose that's okay. But for me, there's not enough reasons for overcalling. So I think I'll just put that up again for you so you can see it. So I'll just remind you of what the hand looked like. I think passing is probably better. Okay, so just thought I'd show you that one because I thought it was interesting. We had looked through it a bit in the Zoom just afterwards, and you know, so you don't always get punished. We got a good score for it. So you know, and this is the thing, you know, whether you do the right or the wrong thing in bridge, you know, sometimes you get good for bad, as it were. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. So that's overcalling, and as I say, the reasons why I wanted to talk about reasons throughout this month is because I just want you to be aware that there'll be some hands that I will overcall and some hands that I won't, which will obey, shall we say, most rules, or some will disobey the rules. But they're right for overcalling, or some will obey the rules and not be right for overcalling. So that was my reason, and in many ways it's going back to basics, but extending them a little. So that's overcalling. We're still on the topic, but as it's Bank Holiday Monday next Monday, we will be moving on to preemptember. So I've got to now bring up the. I'm going back and forth between deals here. Let's try that one. Okay. So let's go back to that hand that we looked at. The point count. So the bidding went 2 no trumps, pass, pass, pass. So I wanted a nice and simple one to start, and we had a very interesting comment on the and we led the king of spades. So let's, oops, excuse me, that's not come up properly, so I'll quickly do that. So now what's important is on hands like this, it can be important to know what South's bid means, so we don't alert it. Standard bridge is 20 to 22, but people play all sorts. So some people will play 20 to 21, some will play 21 to 22. So, and that can be valuable for you to know because it gives you a more precise point count on your partner. So I'll tell you it's 20 to 22 here, so your partner has 3 to 5 points. In theory, as mentioned on the thing, I mean, South is more likely to have 20 than 21 or 22, simply because the probabilities change for each number of points, as it were. But for the most part, we don't worry about that. We are thinking partner's got 3 to 5. And having that in your mind is so important early on, because as soon as a card is played, you are basically, so I mean, let me just show you what I mean. So I'm going to just undo that. So let's start again. King of spades. Okay. And that's why we try to come up with a number. So we've come up with 3 to 5. Okay. And at this point, we already now know that your partner is not going to have more than 1 point. So what that means is, so remember, we put him with 3 to 5 points. He's played the ace. What that means is he can only have a jack, and we can see 3 of the jacks. The jack of diamonds, the jack of spades and the jack of hearts. So the only possible card your partner could have is the jack of clubs, and he won't necessarily have that. Can you see the idea? So suddenly you're thinking in the defensive terms. Well, you've got 4 defensive tricks. After that, I'm just going to shut up shop. So I play passively. I know that Declare has got 4 heart tricks, for example. I will just let him have those heart tricks. And then hopefully, remember, Declarer doesn't know. It's one of the wonderful things in defence. Defence is by far the hardest aspect of bridge, but every so often you have an advantage. Declarer has no idea how the spades are split between you and East. So he will be taking finesses, being hopeful that East still has some points. Can you see? Whereas you know jolly well that East doesn't have any points. So as long as you stay passive, Declarer's going to get the lead and probably take a finesse. And once he's taken a finesse, you may find you're able to lead that suit back. You do not want to be leading from your diamonds and clubs here. Yes, your partner might have the jack of clubs, but too often Declarer will have that as well. Okay, so you'd take your 4, and I'll open up the hands for you here. You'll take your 4 spade tricks, and we'll do it. Okay, so we'll overtake, of course. You could, I mean, to be fair, on the hand, we could have let the 10 of spades win, okay, and force your partner to actually change suit, because it might have been helpful if he did, okay. You know, as in he can lead through south, and I think the 10 of diamonds, I mean, I might have even won the ace of spades and led the 10 of diamonds back anyway if I was East. However, what we do though is we just play passively, and what that means is giving Declarer the tricks that he is due. Okay. So you can see Declarer playing them out, and the lovely thing on hands like this is we discard after Declarer. Okay. Now Declarer may know exactly how the cards are, but why should he know? So if he knows that if we had opened a no trump on this hand, let's say it was a different hand, he would know we had all the points. He could play the ace of diamonds and then the queen of diamonds, and he'd leave us on lead and nastily end play us. But he's hoping that he's just got the king of diamonds, can you see? So of course he takes a finesse, we win it, and we can safely lead the diamond back to him, and poor old South then has to do exactly the same in the other suit and let us make the last trick. So if Declarer knew where all the points are, he would make that trick, that contract, by end playing us. Well, I say he'd make it. East should really be switching at trick 1, and as I say, we could almost have left him on lead and make him switch at trick 2. Okay, the 10 of diamonds switch would be lovely. And he would probably choose a club or a diamond, because both, I mean, if you look at dummy, it's not one I'd put in, but I always say dummy is on your right, look for the weakest suit in sight. Well, I mean, the clubs and diamonds are pretty exceptional there, aren't they? 5-4-3 and 4-3-2. So he could choose either, and the point is either one would be helpful. Of course, a club lead Declarer can go up with the ace of clubs. That's the only thing. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that. We may try that a few times and see what it's like. This one, as I say, relatively precise, a 2-no trump opener. There's going to be other times where we've got to make a much more guesstimate, as it were, to what declarer might have. Okay, what have we got? We have Pamela Burford is our prize winner. So well done, Pamela. Congratulations. That will be probably, I've just filled up September, so I imagine that will be for the October prize teams. Okay, the October prize teams. Okay, let's look at the bidding quiz. There we go. So the bidding quiz, we've been on this theme for a little while, haven't we? So it's gone 1-no trump double from East, your partner, for penalties. Pass, 2 clubs from North. Again, a strange one here. This is just natural bidding where North has chosen to take his own 1-no trump bid out. It then goes pass. So this is a tricky one. 1-no trump double for penalties. Pass, 2 clubs. Pass. Okay. What do you fancy with that? Okay, so I think that is us done. Just a reminder what's going on. The quiz answers you can get, of course, on the site, whether a member or not member. Next Monday is bank holiday, so I won't be with you then, and then we'll be coming back with a vengeance in Preemptember, don't forget. And throughout that, and we're going to be inviting some of you to come back and join us and sign up and do all sorts, because we're going to be relaunching and having a few changes on the website. So look forward to introducing that to you. We're going to look at some beginners here. So let's do that now. Okay, let me go. So have a nice week. Hopefully see some of you on Wednesday. Don't forget, it's the prize teams on Wednesday. And on Friday, we are counting again. So we'll have some fun with that. Okay, so we are responding to 1-no trump. Okay, responding to 1-no trump as a beginner. So let's see how we get on with that. So we've been taught a weak no trump opening, so that is the opening bid shows a balanced hand with 12 to 14 points. If you remember what a balanced hand is, okay, that's you've got a number of cards in each suit. So every suit must have at least 2 cards, but you should not have more than 1 doubleton. So hands like 5-3-3-2 shape, or 4-4-3-2 shape, or 4-3-3-3 shape. So where you've got the cards spread around all of the suits. So the responder adds points and assesses the level. And we've already looked at easy responding hands. Hands that bid 3-no trumps, or hands that pass, or even hands that bid 2-no trumps. And we'll look at that now. By the end of the seminar, though, I will mention that we're going to need something else. So here we go. Quantitative bidding is what we call it. It's adding your points together in no trump contracts. So responding to 1-no trump with 0 to 10 points, you add them to the 12 to 14, and you'll never get to 25, will you? And if you'll never get to 25, then no game can be on, so you just pass. Okay, now we will see that if you're not balanced, things might change, but with a balanced hand, there's no chance for game. 1-no trump is high enough. With 13 or more points, well, we're going to go for game, aren't we? Okay, we know game is on, we'll go 3-no trumps. With 11 to 12 points, you are not sure. So you're going to have to chat. Okay. So a 2-no trump response to 1-no trump is quantitative. It asks partner, are you maximum or minimum? So if it goes 1-no trump, 2-no trumps, the partner then looks at their own hand. They've shown you 12 to 14. Have they got 12 points? In which case 2-no trumps is high enough. Have they got 14? Let's go for 3-no trumps. Let's look at that. 1-no trump from your partner. Okay, so partner has shown 12 to 14 points. You have 9. Do you have enough for game? Well, let's give partner the maximum, 14. 14 plus 9 is 23. Nope, no way. I'm balanced, partner's balanced, one no trump is high enough. Okay. So again, take yourself back to mini bridge. If you had these two hands, you look at them, you've got a spread of high cards. You do happen to have 8 clubs between you, but you don't have many high ones. So I think playing in no trumps, but definitely not going for game. And I think probably you'll take 7 tricks. Ace king of spades, ace king queen of hearts, and then ace king of diamonds. You might make another trick somewhere along the line, but you've got 7 nice tricks there. Okay, but not enough for game. Okay, let's change your hand. Opposite one no trump. Wow, I've given you 16. Well, 12 to 14 plus 16 is plenty for game, isn't it? That's 28 to 30 points. Plenty for game. You've got a balanced hand, so's your partner. 3 no trumps. Okay, nice and straightforward. In fact, you've got 9 tricks off the top there. Ace king, queen, ace king, ace king. And you might make another one in clubs if you're lucky. Okay, so, but I hope you're happy making 3 no trumps there. So nice and straightforward auction. Okay, let's make it a bit trickier. 1 no trump from your partner. This time I've given you 12 points. That's not ideal. 12 plus 12 is 24, but 12 plus 14 is 26. So we should be in game some of the time, but not all of the time. So what we do is we bid towards game. 1 no trump, 2 no trumps. Partner, I'm not sure. Can you look at your hand? Okay, let's look at his hand. He's got 3 aces and a queen. He's got 14 points. He has his maximum strength. Okay, with 14 points, he bids 3 no trumps. Okay, I've made them slightly simple in terms of the play of the hand here, because again, I've given you 9 top tricks. Okay, there's 4 diamond tricks, the ace king queen of hearts and the ace king of spades. Okay, and of course you can see that you've got 26 points between you. Okay, so that's a nice auction. East wasn't sure that game was on, but West is maximum. Okay, so that is quantitative bidding, working out how many points you've got between you. Have you got those magic 25 points? However, I wish responding to 1 no trumps was always that easy. However, do you know that you're in the right denomination yet? It's all well and good having one hand that is balanced, the other one may not be. So what happens when the responder has long suits? When the denomination is in doubt, we're probably going to have to ask some questions, depending on our strength. Okay, and what we are going to introduce is some conventions that are going to do that, and we'll introduce those next week. Okay, we looked at one last week. We talked about something called Blackwood, which is a convention. It's an ace asking convention, and we will have a small variety of conventions in your system. It's part of the language, and it's part of something that we do have to learn and remember. In the same way as you might call irregular verbs things that you have to learn in languages, our irregular verbs in bridge are called conventions, where the bid that you make doesn't really show what it should do. So for example, bidding 2 clubs doesn't actually show clubs. It's going to ask a question. Bidding 2 diamonds won't show diamonds. It's going to say something else. So it's a little bit odd, but rather like in a language, whenever you look at the verb to be in most languages, you think, I have to learn that. But of course, hopefully you use it enough times that you do remember it. You think the first time you come across it, you think, that's crazy, I'll never remember that. But as you're going to find in bridge, the weak no trump comes up a huge number of times, because It's one of the most common opening bids. So you get a lot of practice. So although you're going to find the responses to it are irregular, they will become hopefully more regular as you learn them. So we'll look at those next week and hopefully have some fun with them. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's our little beginners section finished, and hopefully see everybody next week. Well, not next week. I'm on holiday. It's bank holiday, isn't it? Okay, so I'll see some of you throughout the week, and those of you who are not on the site, I'll hopefully see you in 2 weeks' time. Thank you.